Imagine standing outside a sealed tomb. The sky has gone dark, the earth has shaken, and the man who claimed to be the Son of God is dead. For 3 days, silence covered Jerusalem. The disciples were terrified. His followers were confused. His enemies thought they had won. But what was happening during those mysterious 3 days? Was Jesus simply lying in the tomb? Or was something far greater taking place behind the scenes? Today, we're exploring one of the greatest mysteries in the Bible. What really happened during the 3 days Jesus was dead? Let's begin. Jesus died on the cross around the 9th hour. As he breathed his last breath, strange events shook the land. The temple veil was torn from top to bottom. The earth quaked. Rocks split apart. Even Roman soldiers were stunned by what they witnessed. To many, it looked like the end. But according to the Bible, this was only the beginning. Before sunset, a wealthy follower named Joseph of Arimathea requested Jesus' body from Pilate. Carefully, Jesus was wrapped in linen cloth and placed inside a newly carved tomb. A massive stone was rolled across the entrance. Roman guards were assigned to watch the site. The religious leaders remembered Jesus' prediction that he would rise after 3 days. They wanted to make absolutely sure no one could steal the body. The tomb was sealed. The guards stood watch. Everything appeared secure. Yet the greatest event in history was still unfolding. Jesus himself had foretold this period. In Matthew 12:40, he compared it to the story of Jonah. Just as Jonah spent 3 days and 3 nights in the belly of a great fish, Jesus said he would spend 3 days in the heart of the earth. But what exactly did that mean? This is where the mystery begins. One of the most discussed passages is found in 1 Peter 3:18-20. Peter writes that Christ was put to death in the body, but made alive in the spirit. He then says Christ went and proclaimed a message to the spirits in prison. For centuries, Christians have debated what this means. Some believe Jesus proclaimed his victory over evil spiritual powers. Others believe he announced God's judgment to rebellious spirits mentioned in the days of Noah. Still others see the passage symbolically. The Bible does not provide every detail, but the passage suggests that Christ's work did not simply stop when his body entered the tomb. Another intriguing passage appears in Ephesians 4:8-10. Paul speaks of Christ descending into the lower earthly regions before ascending to heaven. Again, interpretations vary. Some Christians understand this as referring to Jesus entering the realm of the dead. Others believe it simply describes his coming from heaven to earth through his incarnation. The exact meaning remains debated. Yet these passages have fueled centuries of discussion about what happened during those hidden days. Meanwhile, back in Jerusalem, fear gripped Jesus' followers. The disciples had scattered. Peter, who once boldly promised to die for Jesus, was overwhelmed by failure and guilt. The women who followed Jesus mourned his death. Their hopes seemed buried behind that stone. Everything they believed appeared shattered. Can you imagine the silence? No sermons, no miracles, no crowds following Jesus. Only grief, only uncertainty. The tomb remained closed. Hour after hour, day after day. The guards remained stationed outside. The stone remained unmoved. To the world, nothing was happening. But according to Christian belief, God's greatest victory was approaching. Then came the morning of the 3rd day. Before sunrise, something extraordinary happened. The ground shook once again. An angel descended from heaven. The stone was rolled away, not to let Jesus out, but to let witnesses see that the tomb was already empty. The guards were terrified Some accounts describe them becoming like dead men from fear. When the women arrived, they expected to find a body. Instead, they found an empty tomb. The angel delivered a message that changed history forever. He is not here. He has risen. At first, the disciples struggled to believe it. But one by one, people began encountering the risen Christ. Mary Magdalene saw him. Peter saw him. The disciples saw him. Eventually, hundreds of witnesses claimed to have seen him alive. What appeared to be defeat became victory. What looked like death became life. What seemed like the end became a new beginning. So what really happened during those 3 days? The Bible gives us certain facts. Jesus truly died. He was buried. His tomb was secured. And on the third day, he rose again. Beyond those facts, Scripture offers glimpses that have inspired discussion for centuries.
Some passages hint at spiritual activity beyond human sight. Others leave room for interpretation. But the central message remains clear. The story did not end at the cross. The resurrection transformed everything. It became the foundation of Christian faith. Because if Jesus truly rose from the dead, then death does not have the final word. Hope does not die in the grave, and history itself was changed forever. 2,000 years later, people are still asking the same question. What really happened during those 3 days? Perhaps some of the mystery remains, but one thing is certain. When the sun rose on that third morning, the world would never be the same again. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more Bible mysteries and stories. And now I want to hear from you. What do you believe happened during the 3 days Jesus was in the tomb? Share your thoughts in the comments below.